Greetings everyone and welcome back. I already have my project open in my text editor, and I also have the same project running on my browser. Here, when we click on create new employee like that, I'm going to have a model here, and on this model I'm going to put the employee data here that we're going to validate before saving it into our database. Alright, so I'm going back to my text editor, and here I'm going to create the employee data inputs. I'll start by creating a card body. Sorry, I'll start by saying card, and then but I think there's no need of creating a card because we're already inside a model and we have a model header. And here what I'm going to create is a model body. So I'm going to say model, which should be a class. So model body. And inside this body, I'm going to have a row. And inside the row, I'm going to have a call MD2, like that. And here I'm going to have the employee image. So what I'm going to have is an image tag, and inside here I'm going to give it a transparent background, and I want to be rounded but only 5. I'm going to give it an ID, and I'll say show photo like that, and I'm going to have that. We'll give it a source, and I'll say this one will be the same as asset. I'm going to go inside my images folder. So I'm gonna have images, then logo. If you could see inside my images folder here, I have a logo PNG. So I'm going to grab that one, or I'll say the icon 3 instead. So I'm going to have inside logo, going to have icon 3 like that. I'm gonna give it some default width and height. So I'm gonna say width it's gonna be maybe 400, and height it's gonna be 450 like that. And then I'm gonna have an input here. I'll say input. It's gonna be of type file. Originally it's going to be nothing. And the ID, it's gonna be employee photo, and same for the name. So I'm going to just copy same name for my input name. And this one, say I don't want to show this one, so I'm gonna have it with the class called display none. Or instead, it's just going to say style here, display none, so that I do not show this input. I'm going to break. Then here I'm going to have a division, and I'm going to have a flex division, going to have margin top of 1, and then I'm just going to justify content to be between. Want to align the items of the division in between, like that. And what I'm gonna have inside here, first I'm gonna have a button, and this button just a bootstrap button. So between can be outline success. So I'm gonna have a green button. I don't want the button to have shadows, so I'm going to say shadow none, and I'm gonna give it an ID, and I'll say browse employee photo, like that. And inside this button I'm going to have an icon, so we're going to have an icon. It's gonna be data feather. Remember, we're using the feather icons in this project, so it's gonna be data feather, and this one is gonna be edit icon, and I'm gonna have another property data property here, so I'm gonna say data ID, and this one it's gonna be change profile, like that. I think that should be change profile, like that. Now we have a little icon there, and now we can have the name of the button. I'm going to say change photo, like that. So that's the first button, and I still need another button like this. I'm just going to copy this one in here, and I'm going to rename this one, say remove photo, and instead of the icon edit, I'm gonna have delete now. And another thing, the outline success is going to be now denture, and this one of course is gonna be instead of now browse, I'm going to say remove. Yeah, like that. So I'm gonna save that. Gonna go back to my application. I'll reload the application, and we should have the, as you can see now, we have the image placeholder. We have the change photo and remove photo from our inputs, and now we'll be using these two buttons to change the employee photo that we select and remove if we don't want to use that image. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to create another row here. So that's the first row. I'm gonna create another row, and I'm gonna say row. Inside this row, I'm gonna have a column. So call empty. It's gonna be 3, like that. And inside here, I'm gonna have a form group, and gonna have a label for employee name, and this is employee name. Right? Okay. Now again, I'm gonna have another input, and this is gonna be input text. So it's gonna be a form control, and then I don't want any shadows on it, so I'm gonna change shadow now, and I'm gonna have an ID. It's gonna be name, like that, and value for now it's gonna be nothing, so no need to put it, but I'm gonna put placeholder instead, and I'm gonna say employee name, like that. All right, so I have this column 3. I'm gonna copy it, gonna come here, and now instead of the employee name here, gonna be email, right? And I'm gonna also to have name, which would be name. Gonna collapse my sidebar name, which would be name, and here it's gonna be employee email for employee email, which is employee email, like that. So I'm gonna have name to also be employee email, like so. Right, I'm going to have another field input here, which is gonna be the employee phone. So I'm just going to paste that in employee phone. Just copy that. Sorry, should be this guy here. So I'm going to have the employee phone number, and here it's gonna be employee phone, like that. And then here, what I'm gonna have, I'm going to have a call md2. I'm gonna have still form group, and I'm gonna have a label. It's gonna be employee gender, so employee gender, like that. Gonna capitalize this, and I'm gonna have a select. Still gonna be a form control, but we're not going to be using this one as much for now. We'll use this. We'll use it later. I'm just going to have an option here, and value it's gonna be 1, name it's gonna be male. I'm going to duplicate this value 2, and our text will be female, like that. Oh, we're gonna have another one still, and just going to call it status. It's gonna be employee status, and value 1, it's gonna be active, and value 2, it's gonna be inactive, like that. I'm gonna save that, and after that, after the card body here, I'm going to create the card footer, so I'm going to say card not card but model. Remember, you're working with model here, so I'm going to have a model footer, and here I'm going to have a spinner. I'm going to have two elements inside this footer. I'm going to have a button that we're going to use to save our employee data, and I'm going to have a spinner that shows when the employee data is being sent to the server. So I'm gonna have a spinner border text primary, and then I'm gonna have another class save employee border, like that. And now I'm going to give it a class that we created that will not show this element until we remove this class display none, like that. And then we're going inside to have a spawn, and we're going to have a class called visually hidden. This is Bootstrap default spinner. So after that, I'm going to have a button, and this one will be just a Bootstrap button. I'm going to have boolean outline, and I'm going to have a primary button for this primary, and I'm going to have a custom class, and this class I'm going to call it post employee, like that. And then I'm going to have the content of this, and just going to say save employee, like that. And now we've created our button. So gonna save that, come back to my application. I'll reload the application, and I'm going to bring in the model again. And now, as you can see, we have our inputs. We have the employee name, the employee email, the employee, this one, it's employee email, employee phone, gender, we have it there, and we have the status. So what I want to do, just going to switch, instead of model, I'm going to say card, and instead of model body here, just going to say card body. There's no harm in doing so, so that when I reload this, I'm going to have those two. But you know what? I think I'm going to stick with the model. Let me just stick with the model, and then here I'm going to say I'm just going to break after the first row, after the second row here, going to break so that I have some space. All right, so I'm gonna reload this. All right, and now I have some nice space. So I need to change this one from employee email to employee name. So it should be here. Employee, I mean employee phone. This one is employee phone number. And it should spark a little bit train. And what I'm gonna do in the second button, I'm going to have margin left of 1. Going to reload this. Bring in. Alright, and now we have some small space here. We have employee email, employee phone, employee gender, which I mistyped. It should be the employee gender. Now this one. Alright, and now we have all the inputs that we're going to require to create our employee data. We are going to stop here in this video. When we come back, we'll start by making these buttons work, whereby we're going to select the employee photo and try to remove it. And then we can continue from there. Thank you very much for being on me with this one. I will see you in the next one.